Okay, here we go. So, excuse the puffy eyes. I was crying for little girls in the other part of the world. So, I don't normally make a script for my videos, but um, this one I did. And I have some resistance to doing this video. It's not my typical video, but I want to sell some things to make enough money for my kids' meditation video series. Turns out I don't have a lot of things that are worth very much. So I've got some albums that might be worth some money. So I went to the Roger Waters concert. I took my son as my 9-year-old's first concert ever, and it's on September 7th, and it was the day after Roger Waters' 74th birthday. I have an Animals album that Roger Waters signed 30 years ago after Radio Chaos. There's another signature on there. I don't know who that was, but I held Roger Waters' Heineken while he signed my album, which was cool. And he told me I could have a drink of it if I wanted, and I said no thanks. I don't know where you've been. And he laughed, and it was just cool. It was a cool moment in my life, and that laugh reminded me of the laugh on this Dark Side of the Moon album from 1973. So if anyone wants to buy these, the albums are in there. This one's written on a little bit. I think probably by me. I fixed the lyrics because the lyrics are inside. But this is a 1973 album. You can see. Anyway, I'm selling everything that I can sell to try and pay off the debt from my first video series, All Calm Down, and to pay for a 30 video series that I want to do for children's meditation. Okay, we're back. So the concert happened the day after Roger Waters' 74th birthday. And what I loved, the irony of how he felt so much love in this country, and we actually sang happy birthday to him. He felt so much love in this country, he almost cried as the crowd started to sing happy birthday. And he was spewing hatefulness for our President Trump. And it was then that I knew that I wanted to sell my albums, because I was like, I'm not using them. They've just been sitting there, and I really need like at least 10,000 for my videos to be produced. Okay, so I'm making this video because I see so clearly how people like Roger Waters, who I love, and I appreciate what he's trying to do, but failing miserably at. He talks about love, but he's spewing so much hatred. The crowd, as Roger was hemorrhaging hatred, actually body shamed President Trump. There was a moment I was like, wow, that's never thought I'd see that at a Roger Waters concert. And the crowd was going wild. Really, they might as well have been Sieg Heiling. And it's just a room full of people who confuse shared hatefulness with love. And this is very unfortunate, because to the ego, this feels like love, but it's not. It will never be. It's just pure hatefulness. And just because thousands of people in one place hate the same person, it doesn't mean it's love. Okay. That being said, I hope one of those people buy my album. Okay. He called Trump a pig and listed fake quotes along with real quotes, which were jokes or sarcasm, in such a dark and disgusting way. When George Bush was in office, I saw Roger Waters in Mansfield, Massachusetts, which was cool, for the same sort of tour. But I could respect his hatred for government And also at the time, I really appreciated his anti-war rhetoric because I am not a fan of war. And it was cleverly done. In Mansfield, it was more clever. You know, I was also a lot younger. And I didn't have children. And that changes everything because now I'm going to be leaving this world to my kids. And I just want people to be, I have a vested interest, let's say, because I want people to be nicer in my world. And I really want people to understand the difference between hate and love. And we're at a point now where it doesn't seem like a lot of people really get it. All right. The presentation of his music was done in a more clever and artistic way back then. Last night, because I wrote this the next day, last night was so hateful that I decided I would make this video. I teach my 3 to 5-year-old meditation students how to separate people from their behavior. Roger Waters is no different than anyone else to me. I love him as the divine spiritual being he is, but I don't like his behavior. Gandhi said, love the sinner, hate the sin. I love Roger Waters. I can't even tell you how much. I love Roger Waters. Meeting him was one of the highlights of my entire life. It's a story that I love to tell. But I hate his sin of spreading hatred. He thinks it's okay because so many other people are against Trump too. But that is like the old. If all your friends jumped off, the old adage, if all your friends jumped off a bridge, would you? Anyway, let's see. It's not like what I experienced at the concert tainted the experience that I had in 1988 or whatever year that was, the Radio Chaos tour. I still really love the music. And at my 25-year high school reunion, all these people were like, are you still into Pink Floyd? Are you still into Pink Floyd? And I am. I always will be. I'll always love that music. And I love and respect what he's doing with the Wounded Warriors. I mean, that's just, I would never take that away from him. Anyway, I'm selling the albums on eBay so that I can pay off debt from my series called All Calm Down and create a new meditation video series for children with 30 videos from about 15 to 30 minutes long, bringing kids through an easy, simple process of learning how to meditate. And then I also teach about the law of attraction. I teach the fight, flight, or freeze versus rest and digest when your body can heal. And kids are amazing with the stuff. They just resonate. And I think it's because they just make me so happy. And I just think they're the largest source of grace that we have in the world. And people tend to children, but they don't really understand like what kids can give back. And I teach kids how to be love monsters, where if someone's throwing a tantrum. So one of the major lessons that I teach my 3 to 5-year-olds, the first question I ask, can grown-ups throw tantrums? And they say no. Until I teach them, yes, grown-ups can throw tantrums. Grown-ups are just old children. So whatever they went through, whatever they've gone through, and Roger Waters is no different. So I don't think anything less of him. I just wish that he used his power and influence to be more positive and less hateful. But that's what he's going to do, and I love him anyway. I would love it if Roger Waters bought his albums back for $5,000 each. Okay, let's see. So I can complete my series. All right, that would be a great step towards actually making a difference in the world instead of virtue signaling and spreading hate. For those of you who don't know what virtue signaling is, just go on Facebook and look up people being shocked by Trump or Hillary or any other person doing horrible things. That's virtue signaling. You feel like they're good people if they point out how bad other people are. That's virtue signaling. Let's see. All right. Again, though, I love Roger Waters and I respect his opinion. But it was scary in that Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey last night with all those people feeding on that hatred. It's time people started to see it for what it is. I wanted to just disconnect from all the mainstream activities because there's so much hate on both sides. And both sides think that they are loving when it's just their egos basking and reveling in shared hatred. The ego only lets in information that it already agrees with. So I'm not faulting anyone. I get it. That's why both sides can ask themselves, why do they blah, blah, blah? and then there's Kekistani, which we don't do that. I'm a Kek. So my almost 10-year-old enjoyed that concert. It was his first concert, and all went well. So that's all that matters. If anyone is interested about more about ego, how the ego works, I recommend Eckhart Tolle's Power of Now on CD. Or if you have the time and the money, I really highly recommend investing in a place called Holistic Life Center. It's in Lakewood, New Jersey, and they have an amazing program. You can get a book and you just follow along, and you can go in as deeply as you want. You can have one-on-one sessions with amazing coaches. So I would love to have more people on board with evolving. I'd really like to evolve, and I'd really like everyone else to evolve, because that's the world I want my children to live in when I go. As long as we sit in our privileged Western culture and bitch about crap in the past, Trump getting elected for one thing, we're moving in the wrong direction, as far as I'm concerned. And I'm on Twitter, and I tweeted, what divides us devolves us. So, I'm off script. Okay, let me just finish this. There's only one way to go. Let's evolve. Let's move toward love away from fear. That concert last night was fear. That was not empowerment. That hashtag resist crap, that causes you so much pain. What you resist persists. So in my healing work, long time ago, one of the first healings that I ever did practically, where I was channeling, was resistance is where all the pain comes from. So that includes everything. When my mother died, if I could allow my mom to just pass and have that be okay and not resist that happened, I would have had less pain. That makes sense. Somebody dies and you're like, oh, they're not suffering anymore. You're going to experience a feeling of like more peace or relief, But if somebody dies and you're like, fuck that shouldn't happen. She should still be alive. That's kind of how I took it. And there's a lot of resistance to what had actually happened. Well, Trump got elected. And I know there's this group of people who are like hashtag resist because they don't know what's going on, what a lot of other people say, and why people didn't just vote for. It wasn't just white supremacists voting for Trump, okay? That hashtag resist stuff, it's so painful, and I see so many people, and I honestly was fine with allowing people to just keep doing that, whatever. I don't even know why I'm even coming out of the closet now, and maybe I won't even have the balls to post this, but you only move towards love or towards fear as a human being. And I'm taking Yoda from Star Wars. I'm taking Yoda's quote out of context, but fear turns into anger, which turns into hate. And in the physical world, it's a dualistic place. So you either move towards love as a human being, you either move towards love or you move towards fear. Okay, so fear turns into anger and then into hate. And so I have these lovely ladies that I just started teaching Reiki to, and they're doing their part to move towards love. So anyone who takes my classes are or does my meditations, or does anyone's meditations, or takes any. Oh God, there's just so many people who are just confused right now. That's why I'm doing this. And this is what's happening. There's actually a beautiful revolution happening right now. People like me who don't really want to talk. We just are happy sitting in our rooms, meditating our faces off, and like just seeing our friends and camping or whatever we do, reading. We're starting to talk now. I'm writing a book. Never thought that would happen. I bet everybody from my high school is like, oh man, she wouldn't even write papers. I'm just gonna write a book. Good luck. So, let's see. Just resistance causes pain. If you catch yourself moving towards love, great. If you catch yourself in fearful, maybe if you can see that, then just stop. Just stop what you're doing and go watch a video about puppies or rainbows, the double rainbow, or the Allen video. But if you don't catch yourself at fear, because everybody thinks, oh, this is what's happening. You gotta watch the news because that's what's really happening. Even though the news has been proven to like not be totally true. So if you catch yourself at fear, great. If you catch yourself at anger, okay. Maybe you can go, okay, well, I sure am angry about something that happened. Just like me and my mom's death. I mean, I didn't know any of the stuff then, so I went through it all like a normal person. If you don't catch it at anger, maybe you catch it at hatred. But what I'm speaking to are the people who are joining together with other people, banding together with other people who are all hating the same thing. But the ego is very tricky and clever. And it'll tell you, like, no, we're doing this loving. No, look at the Women's March. Women's March, it sounds positive. Meanwhile, the lady who started it wants to take Ayaan Hirsi Ali's vagina away. That's not too loving. That's not too empowering for women. All right. Ayaan Hirsi Ali, if you don't know, look her up. She's incredible. She survived female genital mutilation, which is where the bags are coming from. I saw some stuff, little girls on the other side of the world, and even in our country, that are suffering from FGM. Man, that is awful. It's just like, I try not to judge anything, but that is awful. Because the thing I saw, the girl was wide awake, and it wasn't like a surgery situation. My heart is racing right now. I cried so hard last night about these things that are really, really freaking happening. And it's boggling my mind that people in the Western civilization like really sit around and complain about how they're victims when they're real victims out there. And I've had my hangnails too. I've had my own crap to go through, and a lot of people have a lot of shit to go through. I was suicidal for a couple years. That wasn't easy, and I wasn't going to be able to be in a position to help anybody at that time. But really, if you're starting to feel like a hero or a victim, that's your ego telling you stories, really. There's a lot of love. There's a ton of love in the world. There's a ton of loving people doing loving things in the world, and they come in every single color, shape, and size. All right. Let's see, where are we in this? All right. Now, this hashtag resist crap, causing everyone pain. I'm telling you, when the hashtag resist just went up on the big, huge monitor thing, the whole crowd was like, what? Just opened up unbelievably. It was fucking scary. It was so fucking scary that I know that they, at least, when the Nazis were Sieg Heiling, at least those people knew that they were sharing hatred over the Jews. But like these people, at the Prudential Building in Newark, New Jersey, honestly think that that's love. That's love, man. Like, dude, you're so far off. Okay. Now, The only thing that creates change in the world, the only thing that works is love. Loves it. So if you're screaming #resist, that is not love. If you follow the Tao, T-A-O, some people say Tao, I say Tao because that's what it is. And I don't say Mexico, I say Mexico. So I follow the Tao and I call it the Tao. Deal with it. And that's the way of water, in case you don't know. And it's a really gentle way to live. And it's loving to yourself, actually. Actually washes away a lot of the stories in your head that you can tell yourself about why you should be upset. So I highly recommend it. I'm not going to shove it down your throat, but I highly, highly, highly recommend the Tao. Water doesn't resist. Water goes with the flow. Okay? That's the way of love. So they go together very magically. And when you're able to live your life in a way where you're flowing, where you're loving, where you're not resisting, where you're not #resisting, and you trust yourself and you trust your life to unfold in a way that feels good. So my video blog that I do is supposed to help people do that. That's my intention. All right. So love is the only thing that gets things done. It is really the only thing that gets anything done. As far as I'm concerned, I watched a 74-year-old rock star that I love throw a huge motherfucking tantrum. It was a waste of time, energy, resources. Sorry to break it to you. You think you're part of the solution, but you're actually part of the problem. But that's okay. Hopefully somebody buys one of these albums or both, and at least one of us can move forward. Look at it. Okay, that'd be great. Now, I fully understand that most people who hear this will dig their heels in even more, allowing their ego mind to double down on the lie that they are acting in a loving way. Just like the Women's March. You are entitled to your hatred. I bless you in your hatred. Hate all you want. I figure there might be maybe 5 people. Candace Owens, if you don't know who Candace Owens is, she's amazing. Candace Owens. She is an African American or black woman. It says she's only trying to find 5 other black people that want to evolve, basically. And so I'm looking for, whoever hears this, and it doesn't have to be more than 1 for me, but if you're wanting to evolve and you're feeling that things are frenetic and crazy right now, and if you're understanding and you're seeing all the hatred playing out and the lies that people are telling themselves about it being loving, maybe you can join this revolution that I'm part of, because it's really beautiful. It's a really beautiful, beautiful revolution. There's some ugly shit coming up because that's the truth. That's what's out there. That's what's happening. That's what's been happening. It didn't start with Trump. It's hopefully it will end with him. I don't know. But the frenetic energy, maybe that's helping to scrub the bottom of the bucket where all the shitty shit is. All the shit that's happening to little kids, all the shit that's happening even in our country, all the people that think that things are working a certain way and they're actually not. Maybe they'll look things up and find out the same stuff that I've found out and that other people have. I just remembered this part. All right. Specifically to Roger Waters. It's okay. You don't have to get the Trump movement. You aren't paying attention to the same information that the people in that movement are paying attention to. when, whatever. Not everyone can throw a tour together to make $1 million off of the art that they created in the 60s and 70s. So good, good for you. George Carlin had a hatefulness, even though I adored him too. He said, oh, let's rip up all the golf courses and put low-income housing in there, and that made his crowd go wild too. And I think he's hilarious, and I loved him too. But the truth is, he did a lot of cocaine. He put a lot of money up his nose. My boyfriend was a bartender at the Providence Performing Arts Center, and so we had the inside word on him and the coke. So he put assloads of cash up his nose, and that's perfectly fine. So that's how you spend money, and other people spend money on golf. Let's just agree to disagree. Let's not hashtag resist each other all over the place. My thing now, I saw this. I saw a Bernie Sanders group. I don't know what they were doing. I don't know if they were protesting or what they were doing, but I know a Breitbart group went to talk to them about how they have similar. A Breitbart, I think Trump supporting. I think it was a Breitbart Trump supporting group went to speak to a group of Bernie Sanders supporters. I don't know what they were talking about. And I don't even know how I see some of the stuff I see because I don't watch the news. And I saw a sign. I was just meant to see the sign, basically. And the sign, it was a Bernie Sanders person that said, plant seeds on common ground. And I was like, oh, so good. Plant seeds on common ground. Yeah, okay, so how do we do that? Let's all just pray or ask or focus your mind or hold an image in your mind, or you can create an energy ball with your hands and just hold a positive intention for all the women, all the children and women or people, women and children even, or just children. If that's what you can do, I'll take it. If you're black and you only want to pray for black children, I'll take it. If you're white, you only want to pray for white children, I'll take it. If you're Muslim and you only want to pray for Muslim children, I will take it. I'll take whatever I can get. So just hold a positive intention or pray for all the children in the world that you can find love in your heart for to be safe, healthy, and happy. That's it. Those are the seeds on common ground. And I'm going to do a meditation for that. It's going to be, I'm separating them out because my videos are way too long. Okay. So, all right. If you want to be a victim of circumstances and make me part of your victimhood, I'm fine with that. At the same time, I'm happy to be a lifeline out of that victimhood and the physical world duality that keeps your ego mind uses to keep you where you are, in your little fear box, keeping you right there, keeping you safe, sane, and secure. And that's a HLC thing. Thanks, Coach Hugh. If you are on the left, or you identify as a Democrat or a liberal, then I highly, highly recommend the Roger Waters Us Versus Them Tour 2017. If you hate Trump in any way, shape, or form, you're going to find that concert to be very enjoyable. And I bless your hate if that's what you want to do. All right. Peace out.